perfect timing. That never happens, Something beeps on your computer. It's always at an inconvenient time, not when I'm in between. Hi, I'm Carrie Ann Stout, founder and CEO of Vinco Bar Exam Coaching, and welcome to Vlogmas Day 8. I can't even believe it is the start of the second week already. December's going too fast. If you're following along, here at Vinco, it is bar prep, but make it festive this month. So keeping with that theme, today's video is about creating a bar exam survival kit. And I was thinking this was a good time for it because 'tis the season for gift giving. So maybe there is something or a few things on this list that you can ask people for holiday gifts if you're still looking for ideas. And some of these things are good for regular life and then also can help you with bar prep. So let's get started. All right, day 8, bar exam survival kit. So I'm going to walk you through some things that I think are must-haves or good to haves that maybe you want to consider asking for the holidays or getting for yourself for the holidays, but things that, and if you already have them, by the way, you can start kind of compiling and putting things together so that you have the materials and the things that you need. One sort of caveat here before we get started. This is not going to be a supplements kind of thing. We're not going to be talking about like question banks or books or things like that. I am doing a separate video for that called Our Favorite Bar Exam Things. And that's coming later on. This is more about generic things that are not specific to bar prep, but that are really important to have and can be really helpful to you while you're studying. Okay. So my first suggestion is to get some noise canceling headphones. This is always advice I would give, but particularly if you're now studying at home and maybe you were always planning on studying at home, but you weren't planning on having your partner or kids or other family members around and now they're going to be around, making sure that you have some way to block that out. I would normally recommend this for people who are actually going out of the house, but now it's probably the opposite way, that maybe your home is going to be noisier than you had originally anticipated. So make sure that you have a good pair of high quality noise canceling headphones so that you can really get in the zone and limit your distractions. Next, I want to go through some office supply type things. So you want to make sure that you have plenty of highlighters, pens, pencils, maybe some colored pens if you're into the color coding thing, Post-it notes in various colors, index cards. I'm going to teach you how to play a bar exam game with index cards. Making sure that you have those things, paper if you're going to be taking notes by hand or writing essays by hand. And again, like this is something that I wouldn't normally be saying like, oh, yes, stock up on ahead of time. But even now, still, things are taking longer to come. I'm even having like Amazon Prime not come in 2 days, which is, was unheard of. So if you need something in a hurry, you don't want to be in the situation to like run out and put yourself at a dangerous situation to grab, pens or highlighters, or have to wait when you really need something now. So think about those like office supply type things that you might need. Again, particularly if you're the kind of person who likes to color code and label and use a lot of those things for organization, it'll be really great for you to have that up front. A third suggestion is blue light glasses. So these bad boys are prescription. So are the other big pair that you see me wear. I have pretty significantly bad vision. So yes, but they have a blue light filter on them. And I added the blue light filter last year. And I will say it was game changing for me in terms of headaches and eye strain and all of that. So it can be very expensive if you're not if you're not due for a new prescription, I'm not saying run out and get new glasses and put them on. But if you wear contacts, you can get plain blue light glasses that don't have a prescription to put over them. If you have perfect eyesight and you don't wear glasses or contacts, you can get plain blue light glasses. The one thing that I'm not sure of that you might want to look into is I bet they have ones that you can clip over your glasses if you wear glasses but not contacts. But that's the one thing that I'm not sure about. But absolutely, you will be looking at the computer screen a lot, both in practice and on test day. So having the blue light glasses to sort of filter that out and help you avoid that eye strain will be very helpful. Next, I have some food related suggestions. Um, so if you're like me, I'm sort of like a nervous snacker. It doesn't necessarily have to be like junk food and doesn't necessarily have to be a lot. But when I'm in the zone, when I'm like focusing or grading papers now, right? Or when I was studying for a test or something like that, I would like need a stash of something on the desk, maybe like pistachios or Hershey's Kisses. I would, so I literally like bribe myself to grade papers with a Hershey Kiss system when I have a lot of them, because I don't know if you guys know this, but professors don't like love grading papers the same way you don't love writing them. And so I'll be like, okay, you can have 2 Hershey's Kisses for every paper that you grade. And so if you're like that, make sure that you stock up on snacks. These can be like great stocking stuffers if people are looking for, small things to give you. Like I said, Hershey's Kisses, hard candy. This is like so on brand for me. You'll see, or I guess you saw the day in the life video. If you didn't watch it, when I sat down to grade, I have a brownie and I break it up into pieces so that like every couple of minutes I can reach over and take a piece of brownie. So that's one food related suggestion, is just to have the snacks, the granola bars, the chips, whatever. People can get you those shelf stable things that you can have around, so that it's not one more excuse as to why you can't start studying, right? It's like, oh, I need a snack. Oh, I need this. No, you have them already. Just grab them and get going. The second thing is, if you are a coffee drinker or a caffeine person, whatever your preferred coffee is, whether you're making it at home or going out, that's something else that you could stock up on or ask for as a gift. Coffee gift cards, tea, whatever it is that you like, having that around, because yeah, it can be a little draining. And if you are a person who, drinks caffeine, then having that around and not having to be like, oh, I have to, run out and do that, or I ran out of that. Again, we're just trying to eliminate barriers between you and studying. And so having this stuff around will be helpful for that. This is something that you may have already stocked up on at the beginning of quarantine, but if you haven't, you want to make sure that you have lots of like comfy clothes, layers, cozy blanket, like whatever it is, so that you can be comfortable while you're studying. It's not a mandate. People study at work. People study at school in uncomfortable situations, but I'm really just sharing things that are helpful and have worked for me. And I know that I do better when I'm comfortable. I wore jeans for the first time, like maybe 2 weeks ago, for like the first time in months and months and months. And I was like, how does this button work? It's so restrictive. I can't breathe. It's going to be a real treat when I have to put dress clothes on again to go teach one day. But like, I know me, and like, I'm not the most productive then. I'm also not the most productive when I'm like straight up in my pajamas that I slept in. Like I have to change from my sleeping pajamas into my workday pajamas. And you might be different, but I'm just trying to give you some ideas to think about. If you're like me and you want to be like comfy cozy when you're studying, those are some things that you can maybe ask for or get in advance. Next, you want to make sure that you have headache medicine in the house, particularly for the day that you review the rule against perpetuities, conflicts of law, and all of secure transaction. I mean, at least for me anyway, those were the subjects that I needed it for. But jokes aside, even with the blue light glasses, long hours of looking at the computer screen can lead to headaches. And sometimes that's your body telling you like you need to take a break and walk away, and like that might be the right thing to do. But sometimes you don't have that option, right? Sometimes you have a quiz or something due and you need to get it done. So making sure that you're stocked up on headache medicine, whatever you use. Here's a fun and really embarrassing. I can't believe I'm going to share this with the internet. Okay. I cannot swallow a pill. I am 33 years old. I cannot swallow a pill. So I, till this day, I take children's Motrin. We should basically like buy stock in it because I get migraines and this is what I take for migraines. Uh, and so I always have to have like extra bottles of that around because I can't just like run next door and be like, can I borrow a Tylenol from my mom? I have to have, liquid Motrin. So if you like a particular brand, or if you're like me and have special requirements for your medication, make sure that you have what you like. And so that if that kind of happens to you, you don't have to stop and go out and be more miserable longer. You have what you need right on hand. Another suggestion is earplugs. And I definitely recommend experimenting with this if you don't typically use earplugs. So you could use them instead of noise canceling headphones. You may be able to use them on test day, depending on your jurisdiction, whether you're home or in person. Every jurisdiction has their own rules, but I know a lot of people like to wear earplugs. The reason I say experiment with it is because not all earplugs are created the same. Some work better than others, some fit better than others. I have like the day for me to say embarrassing things about myself. I have a really giant head and like tiny little baby ears. So regular like earplugs, putting regular earplugs in my ear, they literally pop out. I had one like shoot across the room once. It was really embarrassing. So I have had to experiment with like different sizes and kinds of earplugs to find ones that work for me. And I actually don't really use earplugs, but I always had them with me on test days, just in case. So if this is something that you're thinking of using on test day, if you can, like I said, check with your jurisdiction. You want to make sure you're practicing with it. So they'll be great to have on hand to practice and then get comfortable using them as well. You could also ask for some things for your survival kit or get some things for yourself that are fun for your breaks, right? So, some things I like to do are color. I like to do puzzles or like Sudoku, word searches. Yep. I'm a grandma. Those are literally all grandma activities, but like those are things that I like to do. Yeah, of course, I like to watch TV and like BS with my friends as well. But sometimes after a long day of studying or a long day of work, I like need to tune out, right? My mind is still going like a million miles a minute and I don't want to watch the news because that shit's stressful in 2020. I don't, I'm maybe not ready to like get mentally involved in something else. And so like I like to have things like that on hand. So you can ask for, things to do on your break. I also like, I have that like stress putty that you can like play with, things like that, whatever it is. Again, I'm just like sharing things that I like and that are helpful to me, but think about what those things are for you, and have some things like that on hand for you to use during breaks. Finally, this last suggestion may be free. Have in place a way to block distractions. And so I mean digital distractions. So if you can't like turn off your internet because you're watching videos online, get that. I get that. But there is software available, whether you're using a laptop, a Mac, a PC, a iPad, or some other tablet, a phone. There are distraction blocking apps that can be used on all of those things. Some have free versions, some are paid, but have those in place so that when it's time to focus, you can, put aside the text, put aside the TikTok, put aside Facebook, Instagram, whatever your vice is. Really changes for me based on the day. But whatever it is that you can't just be like, I'm so bored with this contracts lecture. I'm gonna scroll through TikTok, right? Like not judging, basically just saying like been there, done that, still get caught up doing it sometimes. So that'll be really important for you to have as part of your survival kit so that you can stay focused on what it is you're supposed to be doing. Okay, I hope that these tips were helpful in getting you thinking about what you can put in your own survival kit or what you can maybe ask for gifts for your survival kit. Again, some of these were based on like my own personal preferences and what's worked for me or things that I've seen work for my students, but this is really customized for you. And actually, in fact, if you have any other ideas, whether you're watching this and you're studying now, or if you've taken the bar and you have suggestions for what was really helpful for you, leave a comment on this video and say what you would put in your survival kit, because I think it's, friendly to share our good advice with everyone. That's it for this video. As a reminder, you can always learn more about Vinco and what we do at vincoprep.com. And if you are interested in learning about how a bar exam coach can help you reach your bar exam goals, we are doing free bar exam consults with me for Vlogmas. So if you email our friend Sheena at info@vincoprep.com, she will hook you up with a free bar prep consult. So I will see you tomorrow for day 9.